Josh Hennig here on 97.3 ESPN, and the Professional Fighters League is returning again this summer to the Ocean Resort Casino in Atlantic City, and they're doing it with a very exciting charity work as well. And joining me now on the Boardwalk Honda hotline is the CEO of the Professional Fighters League, Peter Murray. Peter, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. Nice to be here, Josh. Thank you.
Before we talk about the second half of the regular season and what you guys got going on at Ocean Resort this summer, I wanted to touch on this. Is very exciting news. You guys are going to be donating a portion of all ticket sales to the Atlantic City Rescue Mission, and you're volunteering in the community at ACRM events. I mean, talk about being a part of the community. Some people talk about wanting to help other people, but you guys are doing something very active to help other people.
Yeah, it really is part of our DNA. We're excited to come back to Atlantic City. We had a great experience last season, and we're back in Atlantic City at Ocean Casino Resort, as you mentioned, for the second half of our season. And as part of it, we're really focused on giving back to the community. And no better organization to be partnering with to do that than the Atlantic City Rescue Mission. So we're excited to donate a portion of our tickets that are sold to the organization, to Atlantic City Rescue Mission. So of every ticket sold, we'll allocate monies to support some great causes under their umbrella for the Atlantic City community. In addition to that, our front office team, including myself and many of our athletes, will get out in the community in and around each event to do some good for the community in Atlantic City. So we fight for the community, and we're excited about it.
And tickets are on sale right now at Ticketmaster.com for PFL 4 and 5 and 6 at Ocean Resort Casino in Atlantic City. You mentioned you guys are excited to be back in Atlantic City. You know, you guys have the most unique format right now in all of sports. You're the first professional fight organization to have a regular season and a postseason in this format. And talk about kind of like the etymology. How did all this come about? And why is Atlantic City such a great place for you guys to have the second half of your regular season?
Right. What makes the PFL different, we are the first to have a regular season, a playoff, and a championship format. So we have individual fighters, some of the best fighters from around the world across 6 weight classes, 5 men's, 1 women's, compete in the regular season. And they're competing in the regular season not only to earn wins, but also to earn extra bonus points for early finishes to get into a postseason. And our postseason, it's a fight twice in one night event. And, it's a win in advance, lose and go home during October. It's a bracket, a true bracket where the 8th seed from each weight class, will compete against the 1st seed and so on and so forth. We really refer to it as March Madness meets MMA in October. And all of those winners, in the playoffs, we'll get into a championship, which is on New Year's Eve in New York City. And each winner of each weight class at the end of the year will be crowned champion and each earn $1 million. And that's real money in this sport. So that's a big part of the PFL's differentiation is our format. In addition to that, we're the first to have technology, fighter data and analytics, measuring fighter performance in every fight. So things like miles per hour and strike speed, and eventually we'll have calories burned, heart rate, etc. And it helps to provide an immersive experience for the fans, but also it really it illustrates what amazing athletes these MMA professional fighters are. So that's a little on who we are, what makes us different. And to answer your second question, Atlantic City, as I mentioned earlier, we had a great experience last year at Ocean Casino Resort. It's a first-class 5-star property all the way around. And Atlantic City has a great legacy in the fight game. So for us, we're excited to continue the legacy on the East Coast and in Atlantic City in particular. We really think of ourselves as a hometown league because of our roots, our history there, and our commitment, this summer and going forward.
Peter Murray joining me on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline on 97.3 ESPN. Again, the second half of the Professional Fighters League season is this summer in Atlantic City. Tickets are on sale right now at Ticketmaster.com. Portion of the proceeds go to support the Atlantic City Rescue Mission. Peter, one of the things I think also is great for whether you're a casual MMA fan or a diehard MMA fan is the fact that you guys are incentivizing these fighters to not just win and move on in the postseason, but also to get finishes. And I think that kind of almost, for lack of a better term, almost triggers another side for a fighter, another side for an athlete to even focus even more on executing, and that execution many times results in great finishes for the fans.
No, Josh, exactly right. And fighters are responding to the format. We've attracted some of the best fighters from around the world. And based on our stats, last season, our first season, and this season, we have over 65% finishing percentage in our fights, which is incredible. So PFL, and then I want to say in PFL 1, 2, and 3, we had 11 first-round knockouts. And so fighters aren't leaving the decision to the judges. They're not coming out dancing. They're coming out to win, but they're coming out to finish early to get their extra points. So just a point of clarification, every win in the regular season, if it goes to decision, is 3 points. Okay, but Josh, if you and I are fighting, and I'm sure you take me out, no problem, but you'd get an extra 3 points in the first round if you finished me in the first round. If you do it in the second round, you get an extra 2 points, and if you do it in the third round, you get an extra point. So our fighters they're not only going for the W, they're going for the points because they want to get into the big money postseason playoff and ultimately to the championship.
Also, we should point out to folks out there that you guys have a multi-year deal with ESPN right now. ESPN broadcasts on ESPN2, ESPN Plus, and ESPN Deportes. Touch on the fact that, you see the UFC now is on ESPN as well. So ESPN has really become a hub for the mixed martial art as a sport. What does it mean for you guys to be a part of that arena that is ESPN?
Oh, it's a game changer. We're an emerging league, but we're a major league right out of the gate. We distribute to 150 plus countries, and in the U.S., we're with the worldwide leader in sports, ESPN. It's a privilege to partner with ESPN, not only does ESPN have an incredible array of sports properties across multiple sports, but they have declared and they are the destination for combat. So we're proud to be part of the combat portfolio on ESPN2, on ESPN Plus, and ESPN Deportes. But PFL owns Thursday Night MMA live events. And we own it with distinction with our complementary format. And so we really appeal to those rabid MMA, fans who want more live quality content. So there's a new night for MMA, and it's Thursday nights with the PFL.
Couple more for you, Peter. I appreciate your time here on Sports Bash Saturday on 97.3 ESPN. One of the marquee elements of the PFL is the debut of your women's division this summer. And I know there's a lot of attention being brought to Kayla Harrison, Olympian, two-time Olympian champion, but you also got Sarah Kaufman. She's the leader in the regular season right now, and people may forget because, she's been around for so long, but she was a pioneer of the women's MMA game, the inaugural Strikeforce champion. She's the current reigning Invicta champion, and you have someone have such a high pedigree in the PFL, and when we do eventually see Sarah versus Kayla, I think that's going to be dynamite.
Oh no, we're so excited to launch the women's division again. As you mentioned, first ever to have a women's 155 weight class. Kayla, who went pro with us, she was 3-0 last year. She's top ranked 155 in the world. She's a true champion, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, and she is absolutely a game-changing athlete for all of MMA. She has and will continue to make her mark in the sport. She's doing it with the PFL because our format really speaks to Kayla. She knows what it's like to go for the gold and be on the podium to win as a champion. And we offer her a similar journey, competing against some of the best athletes around the world. We have 15 countries represented on our roster. So Kayla is absolutely focused on earning her points, and in her next fight in Atlantic City on July 11th to secure not only to get into the playoffs, but also to secure a number one seed position for the postseason. So it's all right there for her, and she's excited, training hard. But Sarah Kaufman, absolutely a legit, credible athlete that comes with a tremendous amount of experience and passion. She's from Canada. She's so smart, so articulate, so focused on training. And Sarah absolutely expects to be in the championship, and she's looking to earn her way through. So there's a lot of drama. Great fighters, tremendous amount of incentive for these fighters, and there's great drama. And in the PFL, there's no undercard. Every fight counts, and that's another exciting element, for the fans around the world and in Atlantic City that come out to Ocean Casino Resort. Every fight counts in the night. And so beyond the women's weight class, we have 5 other men's weight classes with notable fighters from around the world. So it's going to be a great summer. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, some of those fighters include Sadabo Sai, Ray Cooper III, and more. That's all part of PFL 4. That's July 11th at Ocean Resort Casino. July 11th, July 25th, August 8th is the second half of the PFL regular season, all in Atlantic City. And if you go right now, Ticketmaster.com, a portion of all the ticket proceeds goes to the Atlantic City Rescue Mission. Peter Murray's been my guest here on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline. He's the CEO of the PFL right here on 97.3 ESPN. Peter, before I let you go, I want to touch on you for a moment because you yourself have a very impressive history. You were an executive in the NFL for 13 years. You were a part of this out-of-nowhere startup that is now the monster that is Under Armour, and now you're with the PFL. Talk about your impressions of the PFL, the fighters in the PFL, and the MMA fight game based on your experience working with organizations like the NFL and Under Armour.
Well, we're building, and the PFL is a world-class organization. It's made up of such an impressive ownership group across sports, media, entertainment, and technology. Ted Leonsis owns the Washington Wizards and Capitals, the Lerner family who own the MLB Nationals, Mark Burnett, the storyteller and famous producer, and many, many others. And so, start with that ownership group, and then the overall top management team that we have in place. It really is. This is while we're an early stage sort of company and league that just launched last year to the public and to the fans, this has been a couple of years in the making before we launched last year. So an exceptional ownership group, an incredible top management team, but all behind a vision. And that vision is to reimagine and grow the sport of MMA. And so that is our focus, and to do it with distinction, leading with our unique true sport format. It's a format with a beginning, middle, and end. Fans understand how to follow it, and partners understand how to activate against it. So, and for me personally and professionally, every experience that I've had, from the NFL to Under Armour, and having my own company has really led me to this role to build a brand and to build a league from the ground up. And there's no better time to be in the live sports business because of all the disruption and new ways in which to deliver live sports through linear as well as digital platforms and direct to consumer, like with our partner ESPN with the ESPN Plus platform. So for us, you take what's going on in the media landscape and the interest in live quality sports across all these new emerging ways in which to consume the content, and combine that with the fastest growing sport in the world, and that's MMA. Right behind soccer, right behind, basketball as a third global sport and fastest growing. And there's so much demand among consumers, among fans here in the U.S. and around the world for more live quality content. So we're right there on a global stage with a great partner in ESPN and with others in different countries around the world to deliver a premium product and experience. So while we haven't been around for a while, this is a major league, the PFL. It's a premium product. It's a great experience. And it's another alternative for some of the top fighters in the world.
And something also great to watch this summer in Atlantic City, July 11th, 25th, and August 8th. It is the second half of the PFL regular season back in Atlantic City again this summer. Thursday night MMA action at Ocean Resort Casino. And Peter Murray has been my guest, the CEO of PFL, on the Boardwalk Honda Hotline. Peter, appreciate your time here on Sports Bash Saturday, and we're looking for the PFL fights this summer.
Oh, Josh, thank you so much. Really, really great to be with you, and looking forward to spending time in Atlantic City.